Crew, it's Guns America. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Seekins Havak SLAM rifle. And we're going to be shooting it. This might be the coolest hunting rifle I've actually ever laid hands on. On a rifle this cool, it's hard to know exactly where to even start talking about features. So let's just kind of start with the newest part of this here, and that is that this isn't actually a chassis. It looks like it's got hand-laid carbon fiber on it, but this is an aluminum chassis, and it runs all the way from the back to this folding stock all the way up underneath the action, and it runs all the way up into here, as you can see. This is not some just revised tactical chassis that they were like, hey, let's just lighten this up. It was built from the ground up. Glenn Seekins designed this as the ultimate lightweight hunting rifle, and we're going to weigh it in just a minute. I got a scale here, so we're going to weigh it, but let me first run you through a few of the features here. So this is available in 3 different calibers. It's available in .308, 6.5 PRC, and 7 PRC in a long action. This is the short action 6.5 PRC that we're looking at today. It has a 21-inch 5R rifled stainless steel barrel. It's Cerakoted. It's got a 5/8 24 threaded barrel. It's all crowned and everything, and it's still got some meat on it. So many super lightweight hunting rifles barrels are just pencil thin, and you couldn't thread them 5/8 24 to save your life. That's 5/8 24 right there. You can see that there's still a shoulder. The barrel is thick enough to handle that, so you've still got some meat on your barrel here, which is really important. The action on this is the Havak element action, and this is actually aluminum. And Seekins did a ton of R&D on this. It's aluminum with metal inserts, but it makes it super, super light. The pick rail is machined and integrated in. It's got a 20 MOA cant to it so that you can take those longer shots. It's a nitrided bolt, so it's super smooth. It's a 90-degree bolt throw. It's got 4 locking lugs. The bolt, let me just pull it out here, has an M16 style extractor on it, so that you're going to have really positive extraction, and you can change the bolt head and tear it all apart in the field. I've shown this before on the Havak hit before. It's the same concept. Pop this pin and it just comes right apart. You can take it apart in the field. So what else? So this is an aluminum, like I said, it's an aluminum action in this chassis. It takes a detachable magazine. These hold 3 rounds, and they're handmade carbon fiber. They're made by Seekins in their factory. Pretty crazy. The button to release this is inside the trigger guard, which is important because on a hunting style rifle, branches, twigs, your pack, a scabbard can all bump those, and your magazine can fall out and you can lose your ammo in your magazine, which is really bad news on a hunt. It's got a TriggerTech diamond trigger in it, which is the best trigger TriggerTech makes. If you're not familiar with these, they are absolutely amazing. This is my favorite bolt action trigger, and they're fully adjustable. This little set screw right here, you adjust it, it clicks like a scope, so each click represents about an ounce. Right now, I guess I've got this set at, take the safety off, probably just under a pound, just for shooting groups. I'll tighten it back up a little bit when I'm going to hunt with it. Like I said, carbon fiber all up and down here. Under here, as part of this aluminum chassis, it's all one piece together. It's super stiff. We've got M-lock, and we've also got a QD sling swivel stud in there so that you can just snap your sling in, but you can put M-lock accessories, bipod mounts, tripod mounts. This is actually a tripod mount. It comes from Seekins. It's aluminum. It's super light. We'll stick that on a tripod and show you guys later. But this works on ARCA heads for tripods. So you can literally pop your spotting scope out of your little lightweight tripod, pop this in and shoot off of it if you needed to. It's got a B5 grip on it, and it's also got a folder back here. And this is going to be one of the stiffest, tightest, zero play. I mean, there is nothing in the play here on this folder, and it folds around here like this. And you can see how short, compact, and light this is. And like I said, we're going to weigh it here in just a second, but it is pretty legit. Also, before I forget, there's a bubble level right here, right in the center of the action, under that pick rail, your scope mount rail, so you can tell when you're level when you're shooting this, which is a phenomenal feature. I love it. Adjustable carbon fiber cheek piece. And the nice thing is, because this folds, you can raise this as high as you need to, and you can still get the bolt out to clean it or whatever, because you can just fold the stock and the bolt comes out. What else? You got kind of a bag rider, QD sling swivel stud here. I mean, the machining on this is phenomenal. As you can see, there's a little American flag in here in the butt pad, which is awesome. And then we've got a Seekins squishy, super squishy butt pad here in the back to help absorb recoil. Man, I hope I covered everything here. Let's talk about how much it weighs. So this is the 6.5 PRC, and we're going to just take our scale here. I'm going to turn it on and make sure it's zeroed. Okay, so it's zeroed right now, as you can see, and we've got, let me just find a spot to hook it in here. We're just going to weigh it up here. We're at 4 pounds, or sorry, we're at 5 pounds, 5.46 pounds. So we're under, I don't know what that is. Those aren't ounces, so 5.46 pounds is, we'll have to do the conversion for you to ounces, but it's less than 8 ounces on that. So it's less than 5.5 pounds in this configuration. One thing I do want to tell you, it does come with this muzzle brake, but this is not Seekins' famous muzzle brake. This is more like a thread protector. I personally hate these radial muzzle brakes. They send crap every direction. They do help with recoil, but I would consider this like what I said, that it is a thread protector, and that you're going to put either a better muzzle brake on it or a suppressor. So today, to shoot it, we are going to suppress it, and we've got this suppressor right here that we're going to slap on it. This is a new suppressor we got introduced at SHOT Show. It's made by Odinworks. It's called the Tiduro 9mm. So this works on everything up to a 9mm caliber gun, so it'll work on a 338 Lapua, and it's actually got different baffles, so you can actually add a couple more baffles to this. Right now I've got it in a 2 baffle mode, but you can just unscrew this and add baffles. That comes with more. So, but I don't like super duper long suppressors. Obviously, if you wanted more reduction, you could add more baffles and it'd get quieter. This is also their new muzzle brake, and you can index this so that it's right, but I'm actually excited to see how well this works, because less than 5.5 pound rifle, it's going to have some recoil to it. So while we're weighing things, turn the scale back on here, let's just see what this Tiduro from Odinworks. So this is a 3D printed titanium, and then these are aluminum baffles. So if you haven't seen one of these, it's pretty cool. All right, so we are zeroed out. I'm just going to hook this through the muzzle brake, and we are at 0.76 of a pound. So we'll have to convert that to ounces for you, but I'm going to guess that everything here included, it's probably like 10-ish ounces, 9 or 10 ounces. That's pretty light. Really, really light, actually. It feels pretty darn light. Okay. And then last, we're going to put a Steiner 3 to 18 by 50 H6I on this. I actually was shooting the 5 to 30 in a video, and was so impressed with the optics that I was like, man, this would be the perfect optic to put on this gun. It's a high-end optic. It's a high-end rifle. These are 30mm tubes. It's not too heavy to hunt with at all. It's got yeah, it's a nice looking scope. It's got low profile turrets, so that it's not hard to, it's just going to fit in a backpack, saddle scabbard, four-wheeler scabbard, whatever. 318 is a great power. It's first focal plane, and it's got illumination. Only thing I don't love about the scope is it's MOA, and I've kind of switched everything personally over to mils. But we're going to give it a shot today, shoot some groups, and we'll give you some impressions on the scope as well. But so far, I've been really impressed with these Steiner H6I scopes. The glass is just breathtakingly good. Okay, let's go shoot some groups. Okay, up first we've got some of the Norma 6.5 PRC Golden Target Match Load, and these are 143 grain projectile. Okay, so there's 3 rounds in that, and we're gonna go hot. We did a bore sight already, a one-shot bore sight. I bore sighted it by taking the bolt out and looking down the barrel, and we were pretty close. So now we're gonna shoot. See, we got 4 types of ammo. Let's just start with the top left target. We aren't going to shoot the head shot. We'll shoot the top left target. The Norma Golden Target 143 grain averaged 25.92 for 3 shots. Alright, so up next we're going to shoot some Winchester 125 grain copper impact, and these are a lead-free projectile. They have what they call an extreme point on them. I don't know if you've seen these or not. They claim accelerated expansion, large diameter polymer tip delivers rapid impact trauma, supreme energy transfer, flat trajectory, lethal on big game. They are claiming a G1 BC of 0.428 and a G7 of 0.209, and they're claiming a muzzle velocity of 3100. We're running a shorter barrel, so we're not going to get 3100, but we will have a chronograph number here for you in a second. Alright, so the copper impact from Winchester averaged 3,021.4 feet per second. It had a standard deviation of 1.1, which is pretty crazy. Alright, up next is the 6.5 PRC Hornady 147 ELD match. This has a G1 BC of 697 and a G7 of 351. Okay, the 6.5 PRC 147 grain ELD match from Hornady averaged 2854.7. But we had some weird numbers come out that time. We had a standard deviation of 167.4. It's shown a max velocity of 3,022. And our last shot was 2674, which that is not good. So I don't know what's going on with that. Alright, last up is the Hunter 6.5 PRC 143 grain ELDX. These have a G1 BC of 623, a G7 of 314. Let's see what happens here. Alright, the 6.5 143 grain ELDX from Hornady averaged 2742, had a standard deviation of 17.9. Alright, so first up here we're going to measure this group with the Norma that we shot. And this is going to be a right at 1 inch group. The next one was the Winchester. This is the solid copper load that looked pretty cool, and it's gonna be like a 1.3 minute group. Not great, didn't love that. This is our Hornady load with the weird velocity out of it. That ammo is doing something strange, and that's definitely our biggest group here yet, and that's gonna be a almost 1.8 minute group. And then our last group is the ELDX, which is our 143 hunting ammo from Hornady, and this group is not too bad. It's gonna be under an inch, like 0.9. Like a 0.9 inch group. So I think the gun's capable of better than that. We might want to try adding some baffles to the suppressor or a different lot of ammo here. This one's got real potential to shoot better though. The gun is less than 5.5 pounds, and it is not the easiest gun to shoot just because of how light it is. So obviously the trigger puller has to take some credit for not the best groups I've ever seen. But the gun definitely has potential. So I might go shoot 1 or 2 more groups. Might shoot another one with this ELDX just to see what it will do. Might add some baffles and see what that does. I wasn't super happy with that last group, so we're going to shoot 1 more with the ELDXs. Those showed some potential. We added some baffles to the suppressor. We're just going to see if that changes the harmonics and what we get. It'll be interesting to see either way, right? That's One nice thing about having a suppressor that you can kind of tune. So I went and added the last baffles to the suppressor. I just wanted to see if it would change the harmonics enough to make it shoot a tighter group. Shot some more of that Hornady ELDX. That's the last group right there. Just shot it. That horizontal could have been me. Barrel was still a little warm, and there's a little mirage on it. But that is right there at a 0.6 inch group. So that's just goes to show you like how much harmonics play a part in accuracy. If you were hand loading, you could literally see your bullet out like tiny increments and get the same result, or change your powder charge just a little bit, or change your primer and get that kind of result. That's why you got to go out and test your stuff, guys, is make sure it works. I actually wouldn't mind going back and shooting some more of some of these groups or some of this ammo that didn't shoot great, but there you have it. You've seen it. Gun's pretty freaking awesome though. I don't know of any other gun that weighs that little and has that many features, as far as the folding stock, the chassis out the front that you can attach a tripod to, a bipod that's going to be that stiff, that's got detachable mags. I mean, it's just a badass gun. So the best thing about buying a Seekins, in my opinion, is that Glenn Seekins has this warranty where it's not a MOA guarantee, but it's actually a satisfaction guarantee for the rifle. So if you shoot it, you're not happy, if you weren't happy with those groups, you'd send it back to them and they'd mess with it till it actually shot in a way that you're happy. So one of the best warranties in the whole industry. Go check out Seekins Precision. We're going to have pictures, the price, that kind of stuff at GunsAmerica in a review. This video will be embedded in that, so if you're seeing it on YouTube, go check out GunsAmerica. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you on the next video.